Hello there, great person, and welcome back to Let's Watch Some SCP Blind. Today we will tackle SCP-3935, this thing acquired a madness made, and it is apparently extra-dimensional and also sounds very Lovecraftian. So, yeah, I can't wait to get into this, have some fun with it, and see how many horrors we will face today. And we will watch the Volgoon. I asked for other recommendations if there were any, but no one came up with something on the Patreon where they were. Yeah, you have to watch this one as well. So I guess there are no short movies about this, which is very sad. Probably, like every time I'm sad that there's no short movie stuff about the SCPs. Like we had one with the bodies in the water or two, and we had some with the one that ran after you when you saw it on a picture or saw its face. And yeah, let's just get into it and have some fun here. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment on what you thought. Did you find this scary? Are there more scary ones? Let me know. I want to watch them as well, of course. And if you want earlier reactions, join the Patreon or yeah, let's just get into it, have some fun. Here we go.
Doch ich frag mich, wer wir sind.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-3935. Containment class, Euclid. Disruption class,
Euclid, okay.
And risk class, Caution.
Yeah, I don't know the other two, but oh.
Special containment procedures.
Why are there ghost women?
Has been evacuated, and a fenced 2-kilometer quarantine zone has been established around the center of the town.
Why are there?
To the nearby town of Eminence.
I just have to look at this picture. It's like, what the fuck, man? Oh, I love that. Looks like the nurse from Dead by Daylight with a skin, and like not only one nurse, many nurses. Oh, that's so weird. I love it. Who created that image? I mean, it's obviously things put on, but a very cool image.
Have been removed and rerouted. Foundation personnel are to monitor all known travel routes into Salvation for signs of civilians. Any civilians caught attempting to enter Salvation are to be remanded to the custody of local authorities.
Okay.
3935-18, hazardous waste disaster, is currently being disseminated.
Okay.
SCP-3935 Salvation High School is to be guarded by Foundation security personnel.
So we've got high school stuff. High school eldritch horror. Oh, I can't wait.
Unauthorized personnel to enter SCP-3935. Individuals believed to be affected in any way by SCP-3935 are to be moved to temporary Site 815 near Eminence for evaluation.
Why?
It is currently believed that the original inhabitants of Salvation are unable to reproduce.
Okay.
From this expectation is to be closely monitored.
Really? What? What?
SCP-3935 is currently forbidden due to the hazardous conditions within SCP-3935. Any future exploration attempts are restricted to D-Class personnel only.
That's fishy. Why? It's so weird.
SCP-3935 is an extratemporal, extraspatial, non-Euclidean space located beneath the Salvation High School in Salvation, Indiana.
Beneath. Okay. This probably does not have anything to do with the stairs phase, but man, school again. Also, for all of you who don't know what non-Euclidean means, that's like basically angles don't add up to 180 degrees. So you might like turn around the corner and like if you turn around the corner again, you are like already at the starting point. Like you don't turn the corner 4 times. Like you don't need to turn the corner 4 times to arrive back at your location, for example. Or if you draw a triangle on top of a sphere, it will not have a 90-degree 180 degree in total as angles. So
While SCP-3935 is the designation for the specific anomaly mentioned above, it is believed that the anomaly currently affects the entire town of Salvation.
weird. Why?
Individuals have reported anomalous events taking place outside of SCP-3935 as well. The full extent of these effects is not known. SCP-3935 is reachable only through a collapsed section of sub-basement beneath the Salvation High School,
Okay.
the northwest corner of the building, below the school's pool.
Below its
Believed
pool.
3935 was the source of anomalous activity that took place in Salvation High School in the mid-1970s,
Ooh.
investigated and contained by members of the Federal Bureau of Investigation Unusual Incidents Unit.
Really?
Pertaining to their investigation is available elsewhere in this file.
That's cool.
Point 2 SCP-3935 proper exists roughly 25 meters below the collapsed section of basement, in a small antechamber containing a stone arch. The
Ooh.
arch, or how it became buried so far underground in the first place, are subjects of investigation.
Oh.
Arch is a phrase in English, not believed to exist elsewhere in literature.
Okay, so first of all, what the fuck are you? A zombie woman? So these are like zombie nurses? Like I know it's not like a nurse, it's a nurse from like Dead by Daylight nurse. You know what I mean? But so there's an arch. It reminds me of Harry Potter. But yeah, it's cool. So what's inscribed on the arch?
The way below winds deeper, longer, unspeakable its patterns laid, the lost forever damned to wonder, this thing a quiet madness made.
Ah, that's so cool. I love that poem. The way below winds deep winds. Oh, it is one of those. It's so often that I see wind, but people pronounce it wind. I don't know why. Like in Bleach as well, there's a stern writer called the wind, and everyone is like, yeah, it's the wind. Like, no. But yeah, I like the word wind. Like, it's twisty. Longer unspeakable, its patterns laid, the lost forever damned to wander, this thing that a quiet madness made. So people get lost inside, at least we know that.
Addendum 3935-1. Discovery. SCP-3935 was originally discovered following a series of paranormal events that took place within the Salvation High School during the week of June 18th, 1976.
Really? Okay.
3935-2. Sometime after the end of the primary anomalous activity period at the school, the collapsed section of the wall and floor leading to a narrow gap in the foundation was discovered by a member of the custodial staff.
Interesting.
The wall, which is located in an unspecified basement room below the primary basement, deteriorated even further until the gap in the foundation was large enough that a person could fit into.
And of course, you were like, we should explore that hole in the wall. That's creepy.
During an audit of the damage by a contractor, a member of the independent team accidentally slipped and fell into the antechamber near SCP-3935.
Come on. No. Doesn't matter. Like, yeah, oh, fine, whatever.
A way to easily
You have to start it somewhat, I guess, so just let him slip, whatever.
proceed into SCP-3935, a short distance, and see if there was a way out, when the individual did not return.
Again, this is a moment where I would have loved, like, this, the way of writing here is again in the way of the situation. Because falling down into a hole is horrific by itself. Like, imagine you go into this room and there's the hole and you're like, what is it? And there might be creepy stuff. You might get, I don't know, hallucinations, whatever. Like, there's nothing written down here about that, but you know. And you just see this hole in the floor, and then suddenly perhaps you have an urge to go to it, or perhaps like, how did he slip? How did that happen? I want to know that. Like, you could have made a lot of horror from this premise alone, and again, it's just like 5 lines in this text, unfortunately. I guess the horror of these is in part something you imagine yourself, so.
From SCP-3935, a search was conducted by members of the contractor team and local authorities.
This reminds me also of this one Backrooms video.
Those who entered SCP-3935 returned to the antechamber, and when they began to give accounts of their experiences within, Foundation personnel embedded in local authorities took over the investigation.
Okay.
Over time, anomalous activity.
So, why would you go in? This is also like, without a way to easily extract the individual, the supervisor encouraged them to proceed into SCP. Short distance. Like, is this, so I don't know yet, is the arch like in the middle of the room, or is it like on the wall? I probably said it and I'm stupid and I forgot that. Because I had the Harry Potter image, that's probably my fault.
Began to become more and more common outside of the high school in Salvation. After the events that took place in June 1976, the town was officially condemned and the entire populace was relocated.
It's so weird what happened inside the arch.
3935-2. Unusual Incidents Unit Field Report. Note, the following is a summary of the field report filed by UIU field agents Lonnie Carter, Patrick Wilson, and Ella Hughes.
Okay, let's
Federal
go.
Bureau of Investigation, Unusual Incidents Unit. The following is a comprehensive report detailing paranormal activity that took place in the town of Salvation, Indiana, between June 18th and June 23rd, 1970.
Okay, so we've got 5 days
To site
or
of
6.
reported activity. Substantial paranormal activity encountered. Additional resources requested and employed in cover-up of paranormal activity. No reported involvement by SCP Foundation or its agents. No reported involvement by Global Occult Coalition or its agents.
What is Global Occult Coalition? I guess I want to have to watch this one video where other factions are explained. So,
No reported involvement by other notable entities
so
or their agents.
what happened? What's the paranormal stuff? I can't wait. Like, look at this freaking
applied doses of
zombie thing that's there.
to the entire populace of Salvation. All
And it's zooming into it, I just realized.
to processing center in Indianapolis for further analysis. Quarantine established around Salvation. After extensive interviews of the population of Salvation, the following timeline of paranormal activity has been constructed from these eyewitnesses' accounts.
Okay. So now we get into the juicy part, I guess. So some random people, not gonna call them idiots, even though they are probably idiots for just like going into this weird archway where like creepy shit is written on top of that you can't read because it's English. Just saying, but I mean, it must have been so stupid. Like, he's down there, I can't get out. Can you get a rope? No, we don't have rope. Like, we're in a school and there's like a what do you say, the gym nearby where they have ropes. So no, you know what? See, is there something you see? Yeah, there's this arch and there's like, you can get lost in it and never return. It's written on it. Yeah, you know what? We can't get the rope. Can't go to the gym, mate. You have to go through the archway. Better go in. It would help to get these situations described a bit more to not make them weird. I don't know.
Sunday night. 10th grade students Diane Beasley and Cassandra Thompson report hearing what they described as someone trying to speak under the ground.
Oh, brilliant.
By the high school.
Ooh, nice.
Sunday night church service. Ms. Thompson reports this to her mother, who ignores it.
Of course she does. It's just like, that's so creepy. I love it. I love voices from where there shouldn't be voices, like underground or in the wall. I think in Japan there's a myth, or in Korea, about the woman in the gap. And there are very creepy images of her. Like, I don't know why she's there, but it's a woman that can appear in gaps and look at you. Like, random, but it's so scary. And this reminds me of that. I love it. So good.
Monday. During gym class.
Oh, so they have a gym.
11th grade
I'm sorry.
Oliver Baker.
I'm not gonna go off on this start anymore.
Pool. Several other students corroborate his story. When school officials come to investigate, they do not discern anything unusual. Notably, the lining at the bottom of the pool appears cracked.
Ah, okay, so the enter-jump is probably below the pool. I think they said it in the beginning as well, like he did, but pool is also, like, that can be so scary. So the pool is still filled, right? And you still, like, imagine that you go into the pool and you hear these distorted voices underwater, because sonic travels differently underwater than it would be on the surface. So everything's distorted. Again, like this, man. You know what I think I might do? I unfortunately don't have the time, but I already love this story very much, like the premise and the way this works. But for me, it's not personal enough, because of the writing style, which they have to adapt. And I might write in fan fiction on this. I don't write fan fiction, but like I will try to put this into a story where you are like personal with the characters. So if you want, if you want that, tell me. Tell me down in the comments. You know what? I will do it if this gets 100 likes. Then you will get a story, and it will be read perhaps by Vidith. I have to see how the copyright is. I have to see that. I will probably try to get in touch with the original author, and then I might do it. Like if you give me 100 likes, I have to have because I'm not doing it to like push the content, but because these. Like I have 7 videos a week, and that would be like time off from that. And I don't know if people want it. I don't want to do something people don't want.
Several female students report seeing faceless things instead of their own reflections in the mirror of a second-story bathroom.
Perfect. Mirrors. Ooh, I love my mirrors.
During lunch announcements, many students describe being able to hear a third voice speaking unintelligibly below the broadcast.
Perfect. That's so good.
In a media center near the pool, less than 40 meters from the entrance of the sub-basement room and collapsed wall. Tuesday. Students arriving to the school notice that the Indiana state flag is more than 3 meters above the top of the flagpole.
Okay.
Nothing. The American flag is not found. When observed, students claim that they can also see 9 female figures hanging by ropes from the flagpole.
Oh, what?
Immediately after being seen.
What?
During a freshman biology class, one
is that a virus? Is that a mind virus?
Suddenly stands, is seen rolling their eyes back in their head and descending suddenly into the floor and out of sight. They reappear shortly after above a ceiling panel in the corner of the room. Despite being unable to identify the student, several of his classmates insist it was just a joke.
What? During the freshman, one student suddenly stands, is seen rolling their eyes back in their head and descending suddenly into the floor and out of sight. They reappear shortly later above a ceiling panel in the corner of the room. What the fuck? How does that work, even logistically? Despite being unable to identify the student, several of his classmates insist it was just a joke. It was just a joke? So, like, they were like, yeah, the story they told is a joke that this happened, I think. So, yeah.
Several students describe seeing a student they did not recognize at the school on Tuesday. When pushed to give details of the student's appearance, none are able to do so.
Oh, that's so weird.
The defining characteristic of this student was a purple satchel with the word syncope written on the side in white embroidery.
What does that mean? I don't know that word.
Reports seeing something standing at the bottom of the pool staring at him.
Ooh, love it.
At the school, maintenance staff and the custodians note that there is a full 2 inches of water across all levels of the school.
Okay.
The school's principal, Dr. Irvin White, decides not to close the school.
Okay.
At 7:56 a.m., the entire school hears someone whisper the word hello in their right ear.
What? That is so awesome. Oh my god, I love this one. This is brilliantly done. But I have to, the thing is I have to, like, think of it. Like, it gives me the seeds. Like, these are just very condensed sentences, and each of these could be like their own horror story already. So, man, this would be a very big, like, you could write a book from this, I think. That would be so cool. I love these ideas. So there seems to be shapes appearing and time and space not working anymore. And these shapes are not discernible for humans, like.
Members of the school band realize that their instruments no longer produce any sound. However, played, the students report seeing a small black human-shaped thing flickering in and out of view in the corner of the room
What?
facing the wall.
That's so weird.
Student Ava Litaway witnesses a dark figure walking up and away from the school through the air at an impossible
Oh, that's so cool. I love it.
disappears from sight and is never seen again. No other students address this.
Wow. I love that. It's so cool. Oh man, this is so cool. Like, it's like listening to it or hearing it, like, it's not scary, but it's very cool, very creative. And this does what I always, or not always, I sometimes criticize this on some other SCPs where, oh yeah, it was the weird Santa Claus thing. I think that was the first reaction I did, actually. The Yule Man. And I criticized that because it just did random stuff. Here, there are many events, but there is this feeling of underlying structure that you just can't grasp, and it's very scary and creepy through that. And this is how you do it. This story is how you do that. That's brilliant stuff.
Thursday. During a gym class, senior Nate Bennett avoids a dodgeball when it phases through him.
Okay.
As he begins to sink into the floor, he screams for help. Nobody who noticed seemed motivated enough to help him.
Interesting. So these effects... So people ignore these effects. That's also so creepy. I love it. But how are they reported then? I guess you can still report them, but you can't do anything about them.
11:23 a.m. The vice principal sent to inspect it describes something small with too many faces grinning at him from underneath the building.
Ah, that's perfect. That's so perfect. I love that. I love that. Oh man, it's something small with too many faces. Oh man, you nailed this. It's cosmic horror. Oh man, this is so good. I love it.
The boys' locker rooms disappear and are replaced by something that screamed.
What? I love it. It's so weird. Oh man. Yeah, this should be like many short movies or clips together as a whole thing, and yeah, this is brilliant.
Are unable to provide any further details. As the students leave the school for the day, they see 9 young women hanging in the air.
Again, okay.
Forward at a 45-degree angle, roughly 25 meters above the school's parking lot.
Are those women entities or contorted or distorted people?
And unremarkable. They vanish at approximately 3 p.m.
Wow.
The majority of all residents describe hearing
3 p.m. as well. Love it. You know what? This is really good. Like, this person, whoever wrote this, had an understanding of like just this uncanny valley and creepiness thing.
a child.
And yes, he's still throwing stuff in here, but it's all in line because like it works here because it's cosmic horror. Like, you can just do that. Like, you can just make a room that just screams or something. It's so good.
Below them at this time, a panic ensues as town officials have no response for the women in the sky. The principal decides to close the school on Friday.
Okay, at least that.
Friday. The entire student body shows up for school on Friday.
Ooh, why?
To get into the school due to the doors being locked, they assemble outside the front door and wait.
Why would you want to go to school?
Describe why they were there.
Yeah.
There's a knock on a window and the entire student body sees a small, black humanoid form.
Ooh, nice.
Classroom. The figure begins to phase in and out of the window. The figure disappears and then begins to phase in and out of other windows.
Oh, I love it.
Describe its movements as jerky, erratic, and spasmodic.
Man, whoever wrote this nails this. Yeah, like, we have, for this, like, no reason, not our doing, but we have gotten in contact with another plane, and the plane is just weird and doesn't like abide to our rules. I love this.
The figure
Holy shit, is this good.
The front door unlocks itself. The student body enters the school. The interior of the school has become non-Euclidean. As the students approach the back of the space, they realize they are moving down, not into.
That's so good, yeah.
Now hear whispers, and some at the edge of their group hear drums in the distance. In the distance,
The drums, the never-ending drums. Can you hear them, Doctor? Yeah, but jokes aside, that's cool. But why drums? What kind of drums? Like modern drums, old boom 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 drums?
Since they see the archway leading to SCP-3935.
Ooh.
Suddenly, the entire mass of students shifts 50 meters outside of the space and are suddenly encased in rock and earth. The students spend roughly 20 seconds trapped in this area before reappearing back in the school.
So they are like phasing back as well. But if you are trapped 20 seconds, yeah, 20 seconds, like you survive that as well. Imagine that suddenly you're just like it addresses many primal fears here as well, like this weirdness. Perhaps not many, but like this weirdness and suddenly being encased and not getting out and not knowing where you are. That's so cool. Also, I love that it says rock and earth and doesn't describe where they're encased.
All students report being the only one in the building, and after wandering through the hallways for a short time, coming across a doorway below a doorway, and entering the small sub-basement.
What the fuck? What does it mean?
Students report seeing 3 separate visions.
Okay.
A woman crouched over a body of water,
Yeah.
blood surrounding her feet, and her arms extended into the water up to her elbows.
Okay.
A farmhouse in the middle of a grove of trees that is burning, while 9 humanoid figures hang in the air overhead, and a weeping woman digging in a field until her hands begin to rot and fall apart. Once the visions subside,
Why?
a small black humanoid appears. Students hear the entity say the word hello again, are immediately surrounded by 9 screaming female figures, and are then suddenly in their own homes.
This is so cool. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I love it. Oh man, it's so cool. Ooh, what might the black thing be? Might it just try to say hello? Like, it's like, perhaps it's a researcher and like it tries to somehow connect to our world and no one understands that. And like, this horrid shit happens because the researcher doesn't know what he's doing to the world. Oh, whoa, that would be my thing, what I think. Like, because also the shifting, like, it would probably try to see what in different places bleeding of your dimension into this other dimension would do. Like, if we would do this to another dimension, like we would be like, okay, we can go to another dimension. We have the technology. So let's do some experiments. Like, what would happen if we like take this person and make like this physics law or something, or space-time law not apply here, or like, you know, it's like, it's so funny. But why are there these 9 humanoid women? Was that a place that also appeared one day or something?
As additional agents begin to enter the town to apply amnestics to the subjects, additional anomalous activity is reported around the town. Several individuals report seeing bodies hanging in the sky.
Wow, this is so Junji Ito.
On their
Like, it's not copying anything really, but it feels very Junji Ito.
taps, and human hair and mucus flowing out instead of water.
Oh,
Several
God.
individuals report feeling as if their facial features had disappeared entirely, while several other reported seeing faceless creatures in town.
Ooh,
A
faceless.
black humanoid entity is seen frantically appearing and reappearing in rapid succession up and down the main thread.
Wow, it's so cool.
One unidentified woman reports witnessing a weeping young woman running back into the school building.
Okay.
Following her into the now unlocked sub-basement, she is unable to find the young woman, but is the first to report the collapsed floor.
Okay.
Aftermath summary. Over the next few days, UIU amnestic regimens begin to take effect. Most townspeople are readily convinced that the things they saw were hallucinations as a result of toxic gases blown south from a factory to the north.
Yeah, might be. Actually, I love that as well. Might just have been hallucinations. Yes, I know they still blog it, so it's probably real because this is SCP, but that as well, like this touch of creating something that might not be something at the end. That's so cool. I used that once as well, I think. Did I? Yes, in one of my older stories though, and I think there are some things to criticize about that story I wrote as well. Because it was like the 5th or 4th story I wrote. But it was also about a town, and suddenly the darkness starts to get dangerous and swallow things. Like every darkness there is in town, like first comes from a mine shaft, like the dark in the mine shaft comes out, you know, and this darkness starts to swallow the town. And I also had an agent investigating their story-wise, and I also used that like as a explanation they had, but they also knew in that story, at least they knew that it wasn't that. Like they were just like, okay, yeah, it's probably that, but like this things kept happening more and more, and they were like, fuck, what is going on? So yeah, I don't know. Yelling in the comments, I will just pin it in the comment of the story if you're interested. It's called It Came from the Mines. So yeah, can listen to it for free as always. But yeah, I love this thing. I love these town-wide disaster things in general. They are probably my favorite kind of horror when done well, and this is done very well. Like, kudos to whoever wrote this already. Yeah. So they think it's hallucinations now. Awesome writing. Again, like the style they have to abide to here, as it is an SCP, makes it not scary like reading it or listening to it, because it's not made for that. But I actually feel really every time I do an SCP reaction, I feel more and more that there's unused potential in the SCP universe, because you could do so much with these. Like, these could be like blueprints for, like, these ideas could be like in a catalog, and you could take them for media, like games and stuff. And I know there are games, but you know that you could do so much more, because like this alone, this should be a like, you know what I would do with this if I had the rights and the money? I would like be like, yeah, let's create a YouTube channel, and or a playlist on YouTube, and create many short movies like set in this town, in this situation, that just document it, and just have really fucking creepy clips, or like some perhaps even 1 minute, some perhaps 15-20 minutes, but in the end you have like an 8 to 12 hour movie here, or you would if you did it, and that would be scary as shit. Really, it would be scary as shit, because what's written here, if you see this in a scary movie, or if you think more about it as well, like it gets scary, and I love it. So yeah, brilliant.
At the end of the next week, contractors assessing the damage to the school discover the sub-basement room, as well as the entrance to SCP-3935. Foundation involvement begins shortly thereafter.
Okay.
Addendum 3935-3. Initial exploration and recovery log.
Okay, let's go.
Note: the following log is a transcription.
Oh
log.
God! Whew. I didn't even realize that fucker here. Like, how long has he been there? You know, I read the text. It's you can't see it. I'm pointing at nothing for you. I'm sorry. That was dumb. But that's scary. The fuck. You know what? I imagine it though more like just like completely black. Like you would take this shape here and like take away all color. Like it's completely black. Like it looks two-dimensional, like a shadow of another dimension, so to speak. I would have made it like that, like this weird three-dimensional shadow thing. And because this looks like a statue. So, but anyway.
Audio and video recordings gathered from the initial Foundation search and rescue attempt into SCP-3935. Begin log. Alright.
Okay, so now we get some exploring stuff.
Ellis, Porter, and Haskell enter SCP-3935.
Oh, they do.
Each is equipped with a shoulder-mounted torch which illuminates upon entering the space beyond the archway. Alright, so first things first.
So, wait. Exploration and recovery log, so they might have gotten out. I mean, obviously the documents or the camera or whatever has to have gone out, but yeah.
There's definitely something happening back here. The walls are getting pretty tight. Stay close. Team proceeds forward. Feel that? What? The air feels funny. Yeah, the walls.
Right.
Torch illuminates the wall next to Agent Haskell. Images are carved into the rock, similar to a child's drawings.
Why?
Come on, I think I feel a breeze. Might be an opening up here. Team continues to push through the rock tunnel.
Okay.
These are compelling motive.
close, Ellis.
Agent Porter's
What? Oh, that's so weird.
Looking up at two sources of light, likely Ellis and Haskell's torches, as Agent Porter falls.
Oh god, I thought it was eyes.
What the fuck just happened? Porter! Porter! Where? I can't turn around. Where is he?
It's so weird. I love this. I love this. Like, this is fucking scary. This is scary.
To move.
Both agents
Still, it is a bit too quick what happens, but yeah.
continuing to impede their movement. After a short time of struggling, both men fall forward into a larger open space.
Oh man.
Jesus Christ! I can't... Where's Porter? Porter? He's not behind me. Can you see him in there?
Oh.
Okay, we need to get another team down here.
No. You should stay out, you dimwit.
Or slip back there, or... Ellis. Look.
Both men turn around and illuminate the space they are in with their shoulder-mounted torches. In front of them is a massive structure,
Oh, okay.
carved out of the stone around them. A thick fog covers the entire chamber. Beyond the fog, dim lights are visible in openings in the structure.
Oh.
It is impossible to determine how high or low the structure extends. The structure is only reachable via a narrow...
Yeah, they're like in some fucked up dimension shit.
...and the far wall.
Is this the high school?
Oh.
Why does it look like that? Yeah, the geometry isn't right, but...
Brilliant. I love it.
There. That's the main entrance. There's another door there, yeah.
Yeah? You're in another dimension looking at it. Oh, that's so cool. I love it.
Another one below it, and one below that. How far down does this go? Are there any other...
Both men pause. Appearing over the bridge in front of them are 9 female humanoid...
Why are they there?
Their faces obscured...
Why are there these women? I mean, I get this dude, like the shadow asshole. But why are these women there?
Ellis, hang on.
The 9 entities hang in the air for a short time, before suddenly appearing 10 meters backwards, and then another 10, and then right in front of the door to the subterranean school structure.
Ooh.
The faces of all 9 suddenly become visible, and although they are not visible to the recording due to the distance,
Oh god.
both agents noticeably record.
Yeah.
Afterwards, all the entities disappear.
Why? What are they doing?
Christ, holy shit! What was that? Alright. Oh, God, we're not ready for this.
There is a sudden sound of many voices speaking in...
Oh, I love that. Please put it in.
Both agents react at the sound.
The search team. Survivors.
Please, no, let me hear the sounds, mate. Falgoon, please.
The chasm bridge leading towards the non-Euclidean replica of Salvation High School.
Is it a replica though, or is it just a distorted version in this new dimension?
Entering, they find the main concourse of the school. No other entities are visible within.
Perhaps they are the black figures. I don't know.
Anyone here? I feel like... Jesus.
Because it was space-time, so they might, like their shadows might have appeared in the school here.
Feel this too? Like you're looking at the whole room all at once? Yeah, it's the fucking... The walls don't make any sense.
Yep, non-Euclidean, that's what you get.
Down this way. Let's go.
Both
They are pretty brave here. I mean, on the other hand, they are like stuck, so...
men move quickly down the closest hallway. As they do, doors on either side of the wall are visible. Although neither agent seems to notice, faces are occasionally visible through glass panes in the doorways. They are impossible.
Oh, that's so weird.
Here. This is the door to the auditorium. I'll bet they're in.
Agent Ellis opens the door. As he does, his video recorder disconnects. Agent Haskell screams and scrambles backwards. The voices increase dramatically in volume, and from Agent Haskell's perspective, on the ground near the door, 9 female figures...
Oh great, there they are. What are they doing?
Their movements are erratic, and their bodies are contorted into impossible positions.
Why? What are these weird women?
Ellis, and the man and the figures disappear.
What are those figures? I love it. It's so weird.
Fuck.
Agent Haskell stands and begins to run away from the door. As he reaches the end of the hall, he looks back over his shoulder and sees 9 figures approaching.
Oh god, that's brilliant.
Oh, no, no! Hello, is anyone there? Help me! God, please help me!
Where do they take him? I love it.
Please.
You know what I love most about it? All built up to they do something to you now. Like nothing was harming people here, really. Yeah, people disappeared in the arch, but until now nothing happened. But now they just take people away. They just abducting people. What the fuck, man? I love it. It's so creepy.
Haskell turns again to see the 9 figures in the hallway behind him, though they are no longer moving forward.
At least
They
that.
hang in the air, unmoving. As Agent Haskell's pace slows, he watches them for a moment, and then stops. His breathing becomes quick.
You know what as well? There are non-Euclidean game engines. I want a game of this exploration. You could do that. It would be so fricked. Like seeing these non-Euclidean rooms, like what they just describe here. It's like it's the thing. Like the walls are weird, like because you look down on them and stuff. Like it's, and the engines exist. Like if you Google for them or if you YouTube them, like there are some people who made non-Euclidean game engines. They blow your mind. And I want a game like this. Holy shit, is this awesome. Because the jump scares could be coming from anywhere, like you can't really understand where they come from, it's also so bad.
Behind him. And upon turning, is face to face with a small black humanoid creature sitting upside down on the ceiling of the hall.
Yeah, there it is.
The creature has no discernible features, but its presence creates significant visual distortion in Agent Haskell's.
Oh, brilliant.
Hello.
There is a loud, low sound.
It's always just says hello.
Sound continues for 20 seconds. The video feed for Agent Haskell goes dead. The audio feed begins to experience severe distortion, as if the signal was being drawn out over a longer period of time. There is a snapping noise, and then the feed goes silent.
Oh god, yeah.
3 signals
Why?
quiet for some
Why
time.
does it kill?
Eventually, all 3 radios.
Okay, apparently Alice is still there.
Just wants to be. Wouldn't you like to just be? Yeah, we all would die.
What?
We all would die. No more of the 9. We all would. They're back.
Okay.
They're back.
Silence for 81 minutes.
What?
Almost like every other wall. This hall is like every other hall. Down and down and down and down. No more, please. No more down. Can't go down anymore. Can't go down.
Ooh, I love it. I love that. I would have loved him to be more robotic, but man, always going down, 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 down into the down. It's so love it. Like I love this cryptic sentences that seem to make sense. Because obviously they're going down into hell,
Silence for 18
you know,
minutes.
figuratively speaking.
God, can anyone hear me? Does anyone know who I am? I can't see the light anymore. I can't see. Oh God, it's only dark. It's only
Yeah,
dark down.
you all are teleported into shit worlds.
Silence for 9 minutes.
That was awesomely voice acted.
This madness woke up there. There are 9, but the 10th is down below.
Ah, okay, I see. Might be some plant-like structure or something that lures people in with these 9, and the real one is down there. I don't know. I don't know. But like there are these, like that's what I meant. Like there's this weird pattern below it that you think like there seems to be logic that you don't understand. I love it. It fits also so well for what this is like an illogical space. So
Silence for 9 minutes.
9 minutes again. Yeah.
Silence for 9 minutes.
What the fuck, man?
You want me to come in? You want me to? You want us all to come down and be with you? Down.
Why? Oh, this is so good. I love this.
For 9 minutes.
Fuck!
sequence for 9 minutes.
It's always 9 minutes, like the 9 is interesting. But now I think I had enough of the random creepy passages they just shout out. You know? You know, like there's a point when I'm like, okay, I get it, that it's creepy. They're like, like they're written awesomely, all of them. But like, I hope that this stops because yes, I know it's creepy shit.
Just more in the night, more of the salvation. Down forever and ever. None of them got out. None of them got out. None of them got out. 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 Hello.
I love the hello. Why is he always saying hello? It's the purpose.
No more transmissions from any of the 3 microphones received after this point.
So they're getting transmissions. How? How are the transmissions getting out? Like, how would that work? Why? Like signals have to travel in a straight line to get them. Like, yes, you can like they can bounce off of things, but why would they still get these signals? Because they're clearly in another dimension where time and space don't work as we do, so why would the microphone still work? It doesn't matter. Rule of cool. Rule of scary.
Exploration attempts into SCP-3935 using Class D subjects are forthcoming. End log. Addendum 3935-4. Anomalous activity in Salvation. The following are incidents of anomalous activity in Salvation, Indiana, reported by staff during the Foundation's occupancy of the town.
Great.
Reports of a figure dressed as a UIU agent who tries to direct individuals towards the high school. This figure disappears if observed for too long.
Okay, that's so weird. Why do they disappear when they're observed for too long? That has been there before. I have the feeling the author thought up the reason on his own, like, so to speak, and put in some hints perhaps, or perhaps not. But yeah, so the agents became one with it, or whatever it is. I don't know.
Agent Willis reported seeing a small black figure sitting underneath his vehicle upon approaching. After looking beneath the vehicle, the figure was not there.
Okay.
Afterwards, Agent Willis reports always seeing the black figure in his peripheral vision.
Great, it's hunting you down.
Reports of sounds coming from a grove of trees near the high school. Examination of the grove returned only a dilapidated 1-bedroom house and 9
Yeah, corpses, I know.
in the backyard. The appearance of 9 hanging female figures drives off the exploration team. Further examination of the grove was unable to locate the house.
What? Okay.
After dark, many agents report seeing the 9 female humanoid entities jerkily moving towards them in the dark
Okay.
to slide into the earth or fade away before reaching them.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Reports of similar figures up in trees. Reports of several bodies, no more than 9 at a time, that float up from the bottom of a small pond outside of town and rest at the surface of the water before sinking and disappearing.
That's so
Likely
cool.
connected in some way to the 9 that appeared behind the house in the grove.
Yeah, what was there? Like, of course, this is deliberately expunged, but yeah.
Addendum 3935-5. Interview with person of interest. Note: the following interview was conducted by Agent Ryan Ames in 2002. The subject, Mrs. Valerie Fletcher, was a teacher at Salvation High School.
Okay, let's see what she says.
1976.
Will we get a resolution in the end? That would be cool as well. Or hints at a resolution.
Your time at Salvation.
Oh, well, you know, I already told you about the memory loss. I just can't seem to string anything together anymore. I was a teacher, though. See,
I love that he does female voices so well.
I believe, and yes, I was at Salvation for some time.
What can you tell me about the town? Anything you remember that stands out?
It's so cool.
Well, it was quiet, you know. One road in, one road out.
Ah, I see.
Many outsiders.
I love those times, though. I need to go to one day.
Community. I don't even think we had police. You know, because who would need them? We didn't have crime, not really.
Is that a thing? In America, are there towns that don't have police? What? Like it's not only for crime, the police, like it's also for like, at least in Germany, it's also like for domestic violence or something. Like,
There were always some people who would tell stories, you know. They...
Yes?
What?
what stories did they tell?
Hello?
It's probably something from the past. Perhaps 9 people did a ritual and some of the black thing.
Oh,
You were just talking about people telling stories, Mrs. Fletcher.
oh. The young people would go out into the woods and get themselves all riled up about whatever spook or specter they thought they were seeing out there.
Interesting.
There were some things that were strange. Well, I don't know if they were actually strange or if it's just my memory giving me trouble again.
Okay.
Like, sometimes you'd be driving down the street and you'd see someone standing on the side of the road, waving, just like this. And you'd look back and nobody would be there.
You know, these things would be like, what makes them creepy is that more than one person reports this. Like, imagine that. That's so weird.
I think it was just the kids playing pranks on people.
Might be. Or not.
About at the high school. Anything strange ever happened there?
High school?
Where you were a teacher? Salvation High School?
Yes, I was a teacher. I taught English, I think.
Of course, she
Happening at the school?
repeats that. Yeah.
No, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. We did have a child disappearance once, I think. The last she was seen by the pool, and then
Weird. Where did she go? Did the 9 women get her?
I just think, well, I think they ended up saying they just ran away. Some of them were problem children, you know. And there's just nothing you can do.
What?
It was better.
She says one child disappeared and then she's talking about multiple. That's so fucked as well. What?
I don't know. There were a lot of people in Salvation who had some strong opinions, and some of them didn't sit very well with the young people.
What does that mean? Oh, it's the weird thing on the ceiling again.
You know, the church was very important in town. We had a few, and almost everyone went. But we had, if I remember this right, there was one girl who got pregnant, I think. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? I can't seem to... Hello?
It's weird. I know what they're going for, like creating this very realistic woman that like doesn't have her memory sorted correctly, so to speak, but like always getting away from it is like a bit grating, I have to say. But
Yes.
whatever.
Out of wedlock. It was quite the scandal. I don't remember what happened to her, but I know a lot of people were upset about it.
Okay, so you were a cult?
I don't remember that girl's name. No. But I do remember her coming back to me one time and asking about something strange she had heard. She was pregnant. Out of wedlock. It was quite a scandal.
Yeah, it probably was.
Didn't want to... Well, didn't want the boys to see. But she said she was sitting on the bleachers and kept hearing a knocking,
Okay, so
hitting something. She didn't want the boys. Didn't want them to...
Mrs. Fletcher?
yeah, I get it. She's confused.
I'm just
Yeah.
all over it.
I don't know. This is like I get it. It's realistic, but is realism good here? Like whatever.
She,
Not that
she
important.
said she would see things sometimes too, but I don't know anything about that. She also... Well, I don't know if I dreamed this or not, but I remember her saying hello to me. Too many times, all at once, too. Not like a greeting.
Okay.
was the only word she knew for a moment, like it was all she... Hello?
Is there anything else about Salvation you remember?
Is she saying hello because she's also infected or something, or is it just a coincidence that she ended with that twice now, I think?
It all blurs together. After all this time, I seem to remember there was one time when, well, somebody found a girl. Maybe the same. Well, I don't know. But they were strung up in the woods, like a hanging. I think they called it a suicide.
Okay.
One of the girls who did cheer.
Oh, so the nine girls might have mobbed the other girl, and she was somehow connected to this extra-dimensional entity or something. Or it might be like she might have gone into the archway and gotten her child there, and that's the child that just knows hello, perhaps, and is bringing the wrath of the mother a bit with it. Might be cool, yeah, perhaps that.
Why they do anything like that? They had a note. They had written with... I'm sorry. Anyway, a note in their hand. Actually asked me to look at it. See if it was...
Yes, because they had children's drawings on the inside of the tunnel as well.
the same handwriting and
Yeah,
everything.
it would fit.
What did it say?
Oh, well, if I remember right, it was on one side. They just had just like a drawing, like a building, but strange somehow. I don't remember why. On the other, it was just a word, written over and over again.
Was it hello?
I don't remember what it was. I think it was wet or something. You couldn't make it out. Very queer now that I think of it. What a strange thing to write just before you die. Don't you think?
Do you remember anything from the week you were evacuated?
What was that word? Come on.
No,
Like, why would he not ask her for the word? Or did she say, and I'm too stupid to understand?
no, well, I mean, the vapors were very strong that week from the factory. They said we might experience hallucinations. And I definitely did. I saw some things. I saw... Well, there was one day I imagined a child floating backwards into a wall. And then, well, they suffocated.
Wow.
Heard him screaming and...
Yeah, I think it's revenge because that one girl was mobbed. Or bullied. Yeah, you say bully in English. In Germany, we say mobbing. I don't know if that's... Yeah, it should be in English as well. You should understand what I mean. But yeah, so it's like kind of a revenge against people as well, I think.
It was a strange hallucination. He stopped. I'm sorry. What am I doing here again?
Yeah, I know you're confused. Please get on with the story now.
You were the insurance company. You were talking about the hallucination, remember? About the boy in the wall.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, I just don't remember quite so well anymore. The hallucination, though, I saw that boy go in. And then we didn't hear anything else. Now that I think about it, that's very peculiar. The hallucination was very clear. He just...
Yeah, the creepiest thing as well is that people are not bothered by this, obviously. Like, it's really fucked up.
Afraid. But, well, I don't seem to remember it bothering me. I think it must have been a prank.
What? I love it. Like, that's so weird.
After the earthquake, they found a room underneath the basement near the pool. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't. Nobody ever went into the room but the janitors.
Okay.
I think just storage. Though, you know, I think that girl asked about that room once. Said she heard some things coming from it. She was very interested in it, I think.
That's so weird. What is about that girl?
I don't know. I might not be remembering that right. I do. Well, some of the hallucinations, they told us not to think about them anymore. So I try not to. But I know some other people who have.
Okay.
They aren't doing very well anymore.
I mean, you're not doing well right now as well, so...
Actually, before I go, do you think you know anything about this?
Well, yes, I do. Those are that's the cheerleaders.
Yeah, it's the people... Yeah, okay, I know what happened.
Let me think.
Yeah, I think I know what happened. That's cool. I like it. I think I know most of it. That's a very nicely done SCP with a real story this time. I love this. That's cool resolution in the end. I didn't think we would get it because I'm not used to it in SCPs.
Concludes today's lecture.
Yeah. That was by far the best one. Thank you so much for recommending it. I really love this the Mrs. Fletcher part. That was awesome. Like, again, yeah, I nitpicked a bit again about the forgetting all the time. I get it. But so basically there is the archway. She went in, had her child there inside, I guess. And they then, when she came out again, I guess they drove her to suicide, but she was already connected to that weird world. And the 9 chillers that that went and got her to end herself, they were then taken in and turned into these weird woman figures. And yeah, the child probably is now stuck as this black figure inside and tries to test out the world in playful ways. And that's actually very sad in the end. That's very sad. And yes, the beginning, it was very descriptive and not very engaging in that I didn't feel being there with the people. It was just reports of creepy stuff happening. But it fit. It was like a puzzle. I love stuff like this, I think. That's very well done. That was very, very well done. Again, so if I get 100 likes on this, I will try to put, not the Mrs. Fletcher part, that would be the ending of that story, of course, but I will try to write some horror scenes from what was just described in 2 sentences. So if you're interested in that, make sure to like this and share it around. But yeah, that's not much to say other than that I loved it. Also cool idea. And I liked that in the end it was a very personal thing. It's often though, in bigger horror narratives, that in the end it was something personal. In most horror games, it turns out that there's something personal at the core of the darkness and death. So it worked very well here. Very well done. Very well done. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about stuff do I have more? But no, I think I said most of it. This was fun. It was awesome and fun. It wasn't that scary. I would have loved something like this Mrs. Fletcher part with the other stuff as well. Yeah, the middle dragged a bit with the soldiers or with the personal, because they started doing the creepy, they just had creepy dialogue, and it was creepy. But then it started I started to get attuned to it because they started just doing scary stuff. But I mean, that's also personal preference probably, but yeah, this was like 10 out of 10, definitely. Like story wise, idea wise, and the execution. Like, yes, the person who wrote this had to abide by the SCP rules, so I would just edit this in because I just realized that, of course, the thing A Quiet Madness made is in the end perhaps even created by her by the cheerleaders, like the mother that committed the act of self-deletion, that by being excluded from people and shunned in town, like somehow she might have created this archway as a reflection of her of her madness. Or perhaps it was even worse that she committed the act, and after that her conscience latched onto that school where she probably was shunned by her peers as well, and created the archway there with the effects like of her for trauma getting out, like her unborn child manifesting, like she might have imagined, like perhaps like this idea of what it would have done if it lived. It's just a shadow, never to be, flickering in and out of existence. And the 9 girls obviously being consumed by that. The archway also, if you go into the archway, you get lost and alone. You're alone, and people get like placed into places where they're alone. Like she feels alone, so this like being put into walls and stuff actually makes perfect sense then that the anomaly does stuff like that. And I really like that. So my theory is currently that, like after thinking about it, so I just I finished recording the video and then I was like, hey, wait a moment, what was on the archway? And on the archway is the saying. Let me actually get it up. Look at it. The saying is, the way below winds deeper, longer, unspeakable, its patterns laid. So it's basically like the law. This first part is, in my mind, what she felt when she dropped down into this depressive abyss that led her to the act. And the lost forever damned to wander, this thing A Quiet Madness made. The quiet madness. I mean, that's her depression that ate her up probably, and it probably drove her insane, and her insanity somehow shaped into this archway. And it's like you get into her psyche bleeds through into the school because of the terror and the loneliness and quietness and the isolation that she felt the moments before she died. So, and also there is a woman, like one of the visions is the cheerleaders burning down a house. They might have been set on fire by her spirit or something, I don't know. But there was also a vision with a young woman or girl like going into like water, and there was blood everywhere. So she might have miscarried or caused a miscarriage, implied as well. So that's even more haunting. And I mean, she probably that also that is just very, very reaching perhaps, but that would also add on to this horror of whatever the archway is. Like it's basically her psyche, like their last moments and feelings shaped into one archway where like the space around it is distorted by her feelings. And also if you go in, you experience them, you get lost because she felt lost in society. Anyway, I just wanted to add that because I just realized it and it was obvious, I think, but I was too dumb. So brilliantly done. I would love to see a movie about this. And I don't want to see a movie about this, or like what I said, this clip playlist, something like that. Like this would be something that would be awesome by Kane Pixels. Like I know he doesn't do stuff like this, he does like this Blender stuff, but something like Kane Pixels' Backroom series, this should be turned into. And then the end thing is the grandmother or the teacher telling stuff. Sorry, I just wanted to add this because I really love the story. Like I love this psychological story because that's also the basic premise of my horror universe, is that your thoughts and trauma and the darkness in the mind of individuals or societies like towns can mutate and start a will on their own and hunt you down. And because that's I think, what horror is in many parts, like the dark parts of the souls manifest into these weird, abstract, or terrible things. And of course, monsters from the outside are there as well. And most of the time they get combined. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. As always, consider liking, subscribing, and tell me what you thought of this one. Did you love this as much as I did? Like, conceptually wise, this was like, I would now give it an 11 out of 10, actually, like, conceptually wise. Like, I thought about it more now. So anyway, have a great day. Don't want to bore you anymore. See you soon. Bye. Yeah, so I want to shout out the author. I'm sorry, again, edit stuff. But so I want to shout out the author, DJ Cactus, which is German, which means DJ Cactus. I guess it's the same in English. Whatever. So thank you for creating this. I love it. I hope it gets turned into like something like this playlist or something. I know it probably won't, but yeah, all the best to you. Thanks for writing this, and you made my day a lot creepier and better. So thank you so much. Also, if you want to support my horror content, check out Volume 1 of my horror series called Remnants of the Old Truth, which is available for free as an audiobook on Vidith22's horror channel. Link is pinned in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.